Hey everyone and welcome back. Ready for another AI deep dive?
Always.
This week has been wild. Honestly, AI news is moving so fast, it's like drinking from a fire hose.
I know, right?
Adobe is blowing minds with their new video AI stuff. NVIDIA dropped an open source model that's giving even ChatGPT 4 a run for its money. And to top it all off, there's some serious drama brewing between OpenAI and Microsoft.
Sounds like we've got a lot to unpack.
Let's jump right in. Starting with Adobe Max, their big annual event. This year, it seems like AI was the main character. Their new video tools are seriously impressive.
Yeah, and one thing that really stood out to me is how they're handling the legal side of things. They trained their video generation model on Adobe's own stock footage library,
Smart.
which could be huge in terms of avoiding those copyright issues that have been plaguing other AI models.
That's true. It's a really clever way to sidestep that whole controversy around AI models being trained on, well, basically the entire internet.
Right. Makes you wonder if other companies will start doing the same thing.
Definitely. But let's get to what this model can actually do.
Yeah.
We saw demos of extending real video clips, making variations of a scene, even using voice commands to create special effects.
It's pretty mind-blowing. Like, you could be editing a video and just say, make it rain, and boom, there it is.
Exactly. I can see why people are so excited about this. The possibilities are endless, especially for filmmakers, video editors.
Social media creators, too.
Absolutely. And hold on, they didn't stop there. Adobe's bringing AI to Photoshop too. They're boasting about incredible image resolution. And get this, they even teased a couple of upcoming features that sound like they could totally revolutionize image editing.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like Project Perfect Blend. It's supposed to be able to seamlessly blend objects from different photos into a scene.
Wow, so no more awkward cut and paste jobs.
Exactly. It'll match the lighting and perspective perfectly, which would be huge for e-commerce and product photography.
Makes sense. When you're selling something online, a realistic image can make all the difference.
Totally. Oh, and then there's Project Layout. It uses AI to automatically adapt designs to different formats and orientations.
I can see designers rejoicing everywhere. No more manually tweaking layouts for every single screen size.
Right. It's a huge time saver. Okay, enough about Adobe. Let's switch gears for a second and talk about an underdog story that caught everyone by surprise. NVIDIA. You know them for their graphics chips, right?
Yeah.
Well, they just released an open source language model, and it's making some serious waves. The crazy part is it's actually relatively small, only 70 billion parameters.
That's tiny compared to what OpenAI and Google are working with.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yet it's outperforming those giants in certain benchmarks. NVIDIA must have some seriously clever optimization tricks up their sleeve.
I'm impressed.
Oh, and did I mention it's open source? Anyone can download it and experiment with it. Talk about democratizing AI.
It is a big deal. This means that instead of just using AI tools built by big companies, people can actually tinker with the same kind of AI that powers tools like ChatGPT.
And adapt it to their own specific needs. The possibilities are kind of endless. Though I will say, it's not perfect. It has some limitations, particularly with math and coding.
Yeah, makes sense.
But for everyday language tasks, it's proving to be incredibly capable.
Definitely. It'll be interesting to see what developers do with this model in the future. It has the potential to be a real game changer. While we're on the topic of game changers, Google's been quietly making some moves too. They've got this tool called Notebook LM. Have you heard of it?
Oh yeah, I've been playing around with Notebook LM. It's like you can have a conversation with your documents, which is amazing for research.
Right.
I've been using it to upload all sorts of stuff like articles and research papers. Then I can just ask it questions.
It's like having a super-powered research assistant.
Exactly. And it only uses information from what you've given it, which I appreciate.
I know, right? It doesn't hallucinate any extra facts or go off on random tangents.
It stays focused, which is honestly so refreshing. Plus, they've added some cool new features. It now supports Spanish. And the customizable podcast-style summaries are pretty amazing. Imagine being able to get like the key points from a long research paper in audio format.
I love that. So much easier to digest complex information that way.
Right. It's like an AI Cliff's Notes.
Think-
And get this, they're even piloting a program for businesses. Think about it. You could upload your company's entire knowledge base and have an AI that can search and summarize it instantly.
Whoa. That would be a huge productivity boost for any company.
Totally. Okay, let's switch gears again. Remember Gemini? Google's image generation model.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, they just updated it quietly, and it can now generate photorealistic images of people.
Oh, wow. That's a big step. Generating realistic images of people has always been kind of controversial.
I know. There are a lot of ethical concerns around it, but I have to say the images coming from Gemini are pretty impressive.
Google's definitely pushing boundaries.
Speaking of pushing boundaries and maybe breaking a few, we need to talk about the drama going down between OpenAI and Microsoft. Their partnership might be on shaky ground.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, apparently there's a clause in their agreement that ends the deal if OpenAI achieves artificial general intelligence.
Ah, interesting. But that raises the question, what even is AGI?
Right.
There's no real definition everyone agrees on, which could give OpenAI some leeway in deciding when they've reached that milestone.
It's like AI trying to define itself. Gets pretty meta.
It does.
But it's not just about the technicalities. There are rumors about tension between key figures at both companies, too. And on top of all that, OpenAI has been poaching top talent from Microsoft.
Yeah.
It's like a real-life corporate thriller unfolding.
Wow, juicy. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. The whole AI landscape could shift depending on what happens.
I agree. Okay, before we move on, let's do a quick rundown of some other notable AI developments from this week. Ready for a rapid-fire round?
Hit me.
Okay, first up, ChatGPT now has its own Windows app, though for now it's only for Plus subscribers.
Makes sense.
OpenAI also released some new audio APIs, so developers can now start integrating voice interactions into their applications.
Nice. That's great for accessibility, and it opens up a ton of creative possibilities.
I think so too. And remember Jan LeCun, the big AI skeptic.
Oh, yeah. What about him?
He seems to be changing his tune. Now he's saying we'll see major breakthroughs within a decade.
Maybe even he's being swayed by all the progress we're seeing.
Right. It's hard to ignore. Oh, and there's an AI-generated animated film about to be released.
Whoa. Seriously?
Yeah.
Well,
It could be a real turning point, showing how AI can be used to tell stories and create art. But on a more serious note, a study from the Brookings Institute estimates that 30% of jobs could see at least half of their tasks automated because of AI.
yeah, that's a pretty stark reminder that AI isn't just fun in games. It will have a huge impact on the job market.
For sure. We've talked a lot about visual AI, but there's so much innovation happening with editing and creation too.
Right. Like now there are tools that can automatically transcribe and translate videos, and some that can even create realistic 3D avatars.
It's wild. AI is making it so easy for anyone to create high-quality video content.
I know. It's like what happened with the internet. Anyone can create and share now.
It's democratizing video creation. I think that's a pretty good place to pause and take a breath. We've covered so much ground in this deep dive, from AI changing how we make art to its potential impact on the job market. Okay, welcome back. We're in the home stretch now of our AI news marathon.
I feel like we've covered so much.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's exciting, but it's a lot to take in.
It really is. AI is advancing so fast.
It feels like we're at a real turning point.
Yeah.
AI isn't some futuristic concept anymore.
Exactly. It's here, and it's changing the world as we know it.
Totally. So what can our listeners do? The AI enthusiasts out there, what can they do to stay ahead of the curve with all of this?
It's more than just, keeping up with the latest news or understanding all the technical stuff.
Right.
It's about having a critical mindset. Always be learning and be willing to really think about the implications of all this.
Asking the tough questions.
Exactly. Challenge your own assumptions. Be open to different viewpoints because AI is a reflection of us,
It really is.
Our values and aspirations are woven into it.
The choices we make today are shaping the future of AI.
And its impact on society. So stay informed, stay curious, and stay engaged.
We're all part of writing this future. Well said. Well, that's about all the time we have for today. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of AI news.
Don't forget to check out the show notes. We've got links to everything we talked about today.
And let us know what you think about all this. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Definitely.
Until next time, keep exploring the amazing world of AI.